Hi Aditya, this is Khadija from BriBooks. First of all, congratulations on becoming a published author and on the amazing book that you have written. I would like you to please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Khatija. This is Aditya Jaiswal, studying in class ninth from the city of Indore in Madhya Pradesh.
All right, that's great. And the book that you have written is called Timeless Travels, right?
Yes, this is my book, Timeless Travels.
Very, very good.
It comprises of 67 pages and it is a story related to time travel. So basically, I've tried to make time travel a easier concept for kids to understand so that they could grab it easily. It is their first step towards space research, towards time travel, towards theory of relativity, and also towards studying history. History is often thought as of a very boring subject by children, and they often avoid reading it. But when you start actually reading history, it gets real interesting. It's a pot that never ends of Exlia. So
Right.
I've made my attempt to rediscover this all for children to make physics, science, time travel, and history more interesting for children through a small fictitious story.
All right, that's great. So, how did you come up with the idea of writing about time travel or, something that has history and a lot of other things included? I've read your book and there are, very interesting few chapters such as the Victorian era or the World War you've
Yeah,
written about. And then
yeah.
you also mentioned the digital era and the quantum era. So, did you research before started writing the book or how did this idea come up, A? And what all went inside writing this book?
So basically, I loved writing since the start. It was basically my English mentor who ignited my passion for writing.
All right.
And the idea for writing on time travel came from my little sister, who is always engrossed. She's always like, what can I say, sunk inside the books related to time travel, space, solar system, etc., physics, quantum physics, and she's just 10 years of age. So I thought if she can read such complex topics, why not simplify that
Right.
with my own core interests? So I sort of fused my interests of history and her interest of physics, time travel, and space, and then I created a story which I guess people liked it and it sold 557 copies.
That's amazing. So, have you ever written any books before this one?
I have written some works, but you cannot basically call them books. They are fables, stories, and poems. And they have been recognized by newspapers like Free Press and Dainik Bhaskar.
That's great. That's great. So, how did you come up? How did you get to know about the BriBooks platform?
So basically, when NYAF got opened this year, sorry, in 2024, so my school's principal, Mr. UK Jha, who is the city coordinator for CBSE, he somehow knows the CEO of Education World.
All right.
So, yes, the CEO of Education World sent some letters to Mr. UK Jha, and then he told me to write for this platform so that even by chance, if I get any success through it, but fortunately, I got.
Yes.
So I just made an attempt. I got 16 to 17 days to write a story, to structure a story. I explored the platform. I saw it and I designed my book. And I would like to thank my principal sir and my family for helping me because he was the one who introduced me to the software and then I got my book published.
All right. So now I understand that you have been writing other kind of, you said, fables or poems or other such small short stories, for example.
Yeah.
Now that you have written a complete book, how is that experience different from writing other works? And did it kind of in any way help you improve your comprehension skills or vocabulary or your academics? In any way did it help you, or and how was it different?
Of course, it really helped me because while I was writing other stuff, I usually designed it on word processors. So it was quite monotonous for me for continuously writing words on blank pages. But
Right.
when I discovered BriBooks, it was like a platform. It was my first platform for designing my own book myself. So it was completely under my control. And even there was some AI, I guess BriBoo it is
Vivo,
called.
yes.
So BriBoo also helped me in between when I made slight grammatical errors and all. So it could identify them. So I basically had a personal AI assistant
Right.
with while writing. So it helped me a lot because when you are writing on a word processor, it does not identify your errors, or it does not help you in any way. It's just a platform where you could write.
Right.
But BriBooks helped me design my cover page. It identified my grammatical errors. It gave me different templates to design my book. It gave me a copyright. That is the most important thing, I feel. It gave me a copyright to my work so that it is not plagiarized.
Right, right. As you said that, your younger sister is very engrossed in such kind of books. Do you also read such books, or is it some other kind of genre that you're interested in reading, or do you read books at all?
My main genre is history, philosophy, religion, and sometimes science and motivation.
All right, all right. So if I were to ask you a few books that you could name that are, your favorite reads, what would those books be?
Should I tell them genre wise? Like, I have
Yeah,
three
sure,
main
sure. Go ahead.
genres.
Please, yes.
So for history, I would recommend Challenging Destiny by Megha Deshmukh Bhaskaran,
All right,
which is on Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
all
And I
right,
would also recommend 70 Years of Secularism by Sandeep Balakrishna, and one more book authored by him, Invaders and Infidels. It's in two volumes. And the Veer Savarkar autobiography by Vikram Sampath. These are one of my personal favorites in history genre. If you talk about religion, I would if mythological fiction is a new developing genre currently, where there are fusing science with mythology. So I would recommend the Hidden Hindu trilogy by Akshat Gupta, the Shiva trilogy by Amish, and I would recommend the Vishnu Puran, which has no author. It's all done by the sages. I would also recommend the Mahavatar Narasimha trilogy by Kevin Missel.
all right.
And as for philosophy, I would recommend the Indian Book of Arts and Philosophy.
All right. So, I understand that, you read a lot of different genres. So if you were to write another book, on this platform, what genre would you choose to write a book about?
Nextly, I would like to choose mystery
All right.
because I'm thinking of writing suspense and murder mystery.
All right.
And even I'm thinking to write, like, if not murder mystery, because BriBooks is a children's platform and it might not support certain words or
But there are,
certain topics.
creative ways to still express yourself and even write a
Yeah.
murder mystery. So then
So
that
even history
probably,
would be great.
yes, yes.
Soft history.
All right. So did you, uh, kind of faced any kind of challenges while writing the book, or, when you began, and it was an entire experience in itself. You have to first think
Yeah.
about the plot, then you have to think about the title, what goes in the book, what does not go in the book. So how did you figure out all of those things?
So basically, the biggest challenge for me was the time,
Yes.
because when I was told about NYF, I only had 15 days to write, design, publish, and then even plot the idea for my book.
Right.
So first, I started like improvising. I started observing my daily life to because I usually take ideas from my stories from my daily life. So I
Right.
started observing my daily life because it makes easier for me to like design my books from my daily life because I always have a reference.
Right.
So I thought one thing, if I want to write in science fiction, so I need to take inspiration from my little sister. I need to go across her books once. I
Right.
need to also fuse it to my genre. So the biggest challenge for me was the time because I need to write the story, I need to take inspiration, I need to plot the idea, I need to design it, I need to think of a name. So it was really hard for me to like compile it into 15 days.
Right. But again, it was, it's a challenge that everybody,
Yeah.
or you personally have to overcome, and then when it's done, it's published, the work of your
Yes.
own work is in your hands. So how does that feel?
Yes. Yes. At last, I came out with flying colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so if I were to ask you one favorite part of your book, what part would that be and why?
As you said, the dark Victorian mystery, that is my favorite part of my book because in international history, you see, European history and Indian history are very major parts of the international history because they are the places from where things actually began.
Right.
If you even see in India, we have the Indus Valley civilization where the
Yes.
things began. If you see in Europe, it is called the civilizer, the modernizer of the world. So
Right.
from Europe, when I study history of Europe, the French Revolution, socialism in Europe, I study about Russia, I study about England. So I find English history very fascinating,
All right.
the strategies of their war and all. So their cultural history and all. So that is why the mystery of Jack the Ripper
Yes.
is still unsolved. So I thought of shedding some light on it. So that is why I took the dark Victorian mystery.
All right. Okay, so now that you have written a complete book, and you have become a published author, you should understand that writing an amazing book does not just cut it out, right? You have to do a lot more. You have to do the research. You have to write an amazing story. You should know how to share it with people and get it
Yes.
across. So, if there was just one advice that you could give to young authors or the aspiring coming authors, what would that be?
I would like to say that many people write well, but the thing is, only few of them's works actually get sold.
Yes,
So
yes,
the
or
main thing,
recognized in any manner for that
yeah,
matter.
yeah. So no doubt writing is the most important thing because if your work's good, then only it is going to get sold. The
Right.
second thing that I feel most important that most of the authors don't do is publicity. So
Yes.
you need, even if you have to spend a little bit, you need to do a little bit publicity to spread your work. If you don't do publicity on social media platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, you don't call your relatives, you don't call your friends, you don't tell it to any advertising agency or something, you don't tell it to your distant relatives or friends, your work is not going to get publicized. So it won't get sold. People will not be able to hear your thoughts. So
Right.
the second thing after good writing that I feel is publicizing your work properly. So to the aspiring and budding authors I see right now, I feel that they should really, really publicize their works so that they could also get that fame that authors like Kea Hatkar and Hargun Grover and Shipra Morekar are having.
Right. So basically, one has to not be hesitant about whatever their thoughts are, whatever the book that they've written, and they have to just put themselves out there. There are very creative ways. And you said that, social media is one big platform, or any kind of
Yes.
social media, because nowadays we're all basically living on our screens. Even a five
Yes.
minutes break time we get, we just go check out our phones. It can be
Yes.
Instagram, Twitter,
Yes.
or whatever. So I think there are very creative ways that one can monetize their books or their works, and then find creative ways to attract people. They can share
Yes.
an expert from the book, or anything. It can be anything. I mean, there are a lot of ways that one can market themselves.
Yes.
All right, so apart from book writing, is there anything else, some other kind of hobbies that you have, or anything that inspires you to, write more books, or are there any other topics from your own life that you would want to write a book about?
For my life, I would like to write a book upon people who inspired me, people who made me write.
All
Because I was not much into writing like a year ago.
right.
So, my mentors, especially my English mentor, Mrs. Renu Kasliwal, I would like to write a book on my school, on my surroundings, on my friends. My friends, like my close friends basically who made me write. I would like to write a book on them. And secondly, as you talk of hobbies, I run a book club along with my friends at the school to encourage reading and writing, and it's called the Inkspire Society.
Oh, that's
So you
very
have the
interesting.
reading as well as writing,
All right.
and we take them to field trips to big bookstores where they buy books. We have certain planned activities for them, so it is not a monotonous reading club where you are reading for hours. It's not that. It is
Right.
basically a platform where you can explore your reading opportunities. You have a full library of around 25,000 to 30,000 books where you can, like, even if a person reads one book yearly, our goal is done, our job is done. It will make
Right.
us proud as we have made a child at least read one book.
That's great.
So
That's
this
great.
is my hobby. I run a book club.
It's very, very interesting for somebody your age. Also, as you said that, you organize activities. So currently there's this World Book Fair going on in Delhi.
Yes.
So have you
Yes.
kind of visited that yet? Or do you plan to?
No, currently we have a final examinations from 8th of February, so time constraints, but we are planning for the next book fairs which are going to occur.
All right. Okay. All right. It was great connecting with you. If there's anything else that you'd like to
Thank
share
you
with
so much.
us,
I would like to thank BriBooks for providing platform to authors like us. Like, this is not buttering up, but this is actual
yeah,
thanks, because we are small and people basically underestimate us because they think these are children. What will they do?
right,
But BriBooks is providing us a platform, it's providing us copyright, it's allowing us to write, it is allowing us to explore our opportunities basically. So I'm
right,
really grateful of BriBooks, so that they let my creativity unleash itself.
right.
And I also thank you for honoring me to have this podcast with you. It was really great having this experience with you.
Thank you so much. And, we are honored to have you on this platform because,
No,
authors like you are the ones that make us who we are. And this is our goal to give opportunities not just to the ones who are talented or who we know that would write well, but everybody, has some kind of thoughts and everybody should be able to share them the way they want. And we read
yes,
a lot of interesting stories, and we would not even imagine, kids age 6, 7, 10, 12, 15 write such stories. But you
yes,
would never know, if you won't start writing. So I think that
yeah.
that's the biggest step that one needs to take. And then,
Yeah, even I've like publicized books in my book club. I've asked them, if you love reading, then you need to write. You have to express your thoughts in forms of books. So
correct.
books is a great platform for them to write. It's free of cost. It's provide you free copyright. Regardless of how your work is.
Right.
What else do you want?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
and even it starts your journey as an entrepreneur author, because if you're wishing to have a future as an author in your,
right. Yes.
currently
So
they
it
are of
opens up
tender
the
age,
doors
but
for you.
yeah, yeah, but when they age up and you want a career as an entrepreneurial author, then you need to polish up your skills using platforms like these. So
Right.
BriBooks basically not just only provides us copyrights, allows us to design our work for free of cost, but it also polishes our skills.
Right.
Just like I told you, Breeboo helps me in identifying those grammatical errors. So
Yes.
it is basically just polishing my skills.
Correct. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for connecting
Thank
with
you.
us. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.